Sometimes, when we're dealing with mental struggles, it might seem strange to say that our ability to think is affected. Even though it doesn't feel that way for outsiders, I can assure you that our minds are buzzing with activities. When our mental health crumbles, from the moment we wake up feeling anxious and disappointed in ourselves, we're constantly thinking. We're reflecting, imagining worst-case scenarios. We're revisiting our past, blaming ourselves for the things that we did or didn't do. We're constantly questioning our worth and engaging in this inner dialogue about how awful we are. Our minds don't give us a break during this time. Now, we might have a shower to calm down, but when we finally fall asleep, it's only after an exhaustion from the long slogs of mental marathons. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? Because it happens to so many of us. And despite all these, we might argue, for compassionate reasons, that we're not really thinking. We could say that this intense mental activity doesn't qualify as thinking. It's just the byproduct of mental struggles. Being mentally unwell means being overwhelmed by feelings of fear, self-hatred, and despair. These waves of emotions flood our minds, disrupting our higher faculties in our brain function. For example, it paralyzes our ability to make sensible distinctions, gain perspectives, evaluate arguments, see the bigger picture, plan for the future, and even understanding basic risks and opportunities. But most importantly, when our mental health crumbles, it hinders our ability to be kind and generous to ourselves. None of our brain functions work anymore, but the true cruelty of mental health struggle is that we remain unaware of our loss. We become both very unwell and very unaware. Let me repeat that again. We become both very unwell and very unaware. When our mental health crumbles, to the outsider, it may seem like we're still thinking as we always have, with the usual intelligence and reliability, but we've added worries. However, in reality, our minds don't even alert us to the fact that they've started to perceive reality through a distorted lens. Because at some point during the day, our minds have essentially stopped working. The scary thing is, there's no signal, no warning light, no heads up, absolute nada, zero, zilch. The mind will insist that everything is normal, and that we've objectively entered a constant state of hell. The truth is that we've lost control of about a third of our minds. We've gathered our thoughts from the most degenerate, traumatized, unreliable, and harshest aspects of ourselves. After going through some rounds of twisted thinking, and when we finally return to reality, it's important to be kind to ourselves, to acknowledge that occasionally we may lose control of our better thinking abilities. There's no shame in recognizing this possibility and handling it carefully. It is the nature of mental health that demands our utmost care and attention. We need to become better at spotting when our mental struggles might be approaching, especially understanding its triggers. And when it hits, we should not make decisions or take actions. Instead, we must pause all mental activities and just rest. For example, listening to music, lighting up some scented candles, taking a gentle walk around the park, watching something light on TV, or sipping a cup of warm tea. Above all, the best thing we can do is connecting with someone else's brain. Having a trusted friend or therapist to recalibrate our thoughts with their wisdom, especially during this time, is highly crucial and hugely beneficial. In fact, we should let them take charge of assessing our worth, actions, and worries. We need to discount the negative signals from within us and fully trust their perspectives. It is essential to willingly accept their guidance. Why, you might be asking? Well, growing up, for most of us, we might have believed that as long as we're conscious, our minds function perfectly. Mental health, however, teaches us a different lesson. Our higher brain faculties, those that connect us to reality, are very fragile. In fact, decades of research have demonstrated that our brain function can shut down under the influence of our emotions without us realizing it. Here's the one thing to take away from this. Before the next time our mental health crumbles, strive to be thinkers who can recognize when we can no longer think clearly. This understanding is crucial in navigating the complexities of our emotions and maintaining our mental well-being. One which will be part of my mental wellness kit for future episodes. Let me know what's in your mental wellness kit in the comments below. And remember, you're always loved in this channel. I'll talk to you in the next video.